Hey there guys, and welcome back to another reaction video. Uh, just to let you guys know, the reason why I didn't upload yesterday was because quite literally in 3 areas here in Germany they all of a sudden didn't have internet for like the entire day, and wouldn't you know it, I happen to live in one of those 3 areas. So that's the reason why I didn't upload yesterday, essentially. Anyway, today we'll be reacting to SCP 1329 or 1329, the Aquarium. By Dr. Void. Detective Void. I still keep saying Dr. Void for some reason.
What could be better than an aquarium? That's right, an anomalous aquarium. Although I would not
filled with anomalous piranha.
Children. The anomalous aquarium, SCP-1329, is located in Russia. This abandoned building and the area around it is all included within Site-97. The building has 5 floors, but only 2 can be seen from above. The rest go deep underground. The ground part of the building does not have any anomalous properties.
Yet.
At the very least, though, its architecture and layout, as well as the original building material, are quite up to standard. One cannot say the same about the underground part.
Russia.
The deeper floors are much larger. The layout and architecture are also significantly different. Additionally, the underground part is altogether missing from the building's technical documentation, preserved since the time of its construction. However, there are some shared details in common. Both parts of the complex are very dilapidated, and their premises are partially looted. The electrical system is still being restored.
To be fair, they do tend to loot abandoned buildings over there. I mean, just look at the Olympic Stadium in Sochi. It's no longer standing. Well, it's been stripped bare of anything of value, to be honest.
SCP-1329-1 constantly spawns in the abandoned aquarium. These look like ordinary people of Caucasian, Asian, or Middle Eastern appearance. Their age ranges on average from 25 to 50 years. Granted, occasionally the individuals appeared much younger, as well as much older, ranging from 5 to 70 years. The language spoken by these anomalous subjects is a mixture of Chinese, Russian, English, Arabic, and a variety of Turkic languages. The anomalous aquarium visitors' health leaves much to be desired. There are symptoms of malnutrition, as well as signs of radiation sickness and mercury poisoning. Among the latter are severe flaking of the skin, scabies, and nerve damage. The condition of the clothing is not much better than the appearance of the individuals themselves. These people most often wear scrubs or faded green overalls. Regardless of the type of clothing, it always shows signs of repair and other significant changes. Not all too often, but with some frequency, the anomalous people also wear body armor. There's also one recorded case of one wearing a diving suit. Oftentimes, the individuals are
with
armed.
A gun.
Within their arsenal, they possess firearms, harpoons, or spears made by their own hands. Additionally, they often have compasses, maps, ropes, cans of motor oil, distilled water in plastic jugs, whale oil, fish broth, and seaweed. Ornaments made of tanned leather or fish bones are also common. These creepy-looking people clearly understand that someone is watching them, namely the Foundation agents. The subject's actions are dictated by this knowledge. However, they aren't able to understand the extremely peculiar nature of their location, as well as that of the Foundation agents or other observers. They don't even consider it. When the creatures spawn on a regular basis, they don't know anything about the observer until they encounter him themselves. However, they forgot everything afterwards. Instances of SCP-1329-1 sometimes mention places, events, and people that do not exist in real life. How long the anomalous people manifest themselves depends on the observer. They disappear as soon as they're out of sight of their observer, so on average, they're only present from 10 seconds to an hour. It's quite another matter if the subjects are monitored by video cameras. In this case, the instances always last 23 minutes and 10 seconds. After this time, the video recording is interrupted for 3 seconds, and right when this blackout occurs, the individuals disappear. Until
Ooh.
they disappear, the entities roam the building, talking to each other and making contact with the outside world. By 2013, Foundation staff identified 358 unique individuals. They all manifest in one of three possible ways. The first one is a stable one. In other words, these instances are permanent when there's at least one observer. In addition to instances of SCP-1329-1, the stable instances also include a number of other items. For example, among them there's a vat with several pounds of raw meat. Despite the length of its stay in the container, the meat remains fresh and does not decompose. The meat itself belongs to a fish called Latimeria chelumni, or the coelacanth. In addition to this vat,
Coelacanth,
a container
I think.
with 4 huge jellyfish also appears constantly. Inside the dome of each jellyfish there's a human brain, but there's no water in the tank, even though the lack of water would be fatal for normal jellyfish. The next stable element is a huge mushroom growth. Inside it lives a school of 209 Atlantic herring. In the main office of this stable instance, there serves a tasseled wabagong. This is a type of shark. This creature attacks any living organism that finds itself at the office floor. At the same time, it doesn't require any water and moves freely through the air. A 62-foot or 19-meter tentacle.
Well, we know where this is going.
Attribute of the stable instance.
Tentacle.
It consists of many smaller tentacles. The exact species associated with the huge outgrowth is unknown. The last element of this list is documents handwritten in the
We know where that
language
one's
spoken by
going.
SCP-1329-1. These have been rather worn out by water, so it's difficult to read them. That
Bank
and the
account.
content of the paper themselves is not all that interesting. These are oftentimes account numbers and bank cards, as well as instructions for working with different subjects or trip tickets. Another type of instance is called regular. Its peculiarity is that entities appear either through clearly defined periods, or as a result of some specific action. In this case, the same event always occurs. When the door to room B-106 is opened, the observer sees a tank, inside of which a bull shark mercilessly attacks SCP-1329-1-28. Each time, the person defends themselves for exactly 30 seconds. During this time, the subject hits the shark on the head, and most of the blows are aimed at the fish's eyes. At the end of the fight, the anomalous person dies. No matter how many times agents tried to save him, every time it all ends up the same. Granted, closing and opening the door starts this whole scene over again. Another, less amusing
That's
event
kinda shitty.
happens every Thursday at 10:12. It involves armed SCP-1329-1-12 and SCP-1329-1-13. They're transporting a plastic box from the stairwell to room B-215. They move through the second underground level. The box carried by the individuals is not empty, as muffled sounds are constantly heard from it. The last event from the regular category of instances occurs at the third underground level. This floor becomes completely filled with saltwater every February and July. Tropical fish from the South Pacific instantly settle in the water. These living creatures do not possess anomalous properties. After a month,
Just
the fish
regular ass
disappear
fish.
completely along with the liquid. The irregular instances repeat without any pattern, or do not repeat at all. These include the voices that are heard in the men's room on the second floor. They speak the language of SCP-1329-1, but it's difficult to make out the topic of conversation.
Wonder
What's
why.
also irregular is the occurrence of SCP-1329-1-38. It will attack anyone whose line of sight it's in. The creature then hides. This is a rather unpredictable event, since it can happen at
Frickin'
any
ads.
time in any part of the aquarium. Another event involves a 30-year-old woman of Middle Eastern appearance and a 7-year-old girl. Their numbers are SCP-1329-1-103 and SCP-1329-1-104 respectively. The eldest of the two is pregnant and completely indifferent to the outside world, and the girl constantly leads her hurriedly by the hand throughout the complex. The woman has several wounds on her stomach, or rather, holes through which compressed plastic is visible. These two always appear on the first floor, or on the first underground level. Sometimes you can see a stream of bubbles floating in the air throughout the aquarium. Furthermore, from time to time, on an irregular basis, the corpse of a tiger shark suddenly appears on the second floor. Judging by the external marks, it died from a blow from a huge blunt object, as well as several injuries sustained from a car. It was probably hit by a car. Among all these incidents,
You think?
there's also one that stands out noticeably. And its uniqueness isn't necessarily in that it only occurred once. Its peculiarity is that an instance of SCP-1329-1 occurred far outside the anomalous aquarium in Germany. An anomalous person appeared in the center of a German city and threatened the locals with a harpoon. For this reason, the local police arrested him. By the time Foundation agents got there, the creature had already vanished. In short, it was a very disturbing case. After all, it's likely that in the future, it will be necessary to capture SCP-1329-1 in places around the world. To prevent such incidents, it's necessary to understand the nature of this anomaly and the reasons for its occurrence. One of the few deciphered documents from the aquarium can shed some light on this. It stated that the water was running out. It was probably speaking about drinking water on the ship, and apparently some people got lost in some leach fields. A certain Ji Jun went there to find the missing people, but he suffered the same fate. Someone with the surname Sastelkov had to fix the pumps that supply water. Considering that the author of the text was at sea at the time of the writing, these pumps were probably supposed to convert salt water into fresh water. Since the entire crew got out to the sea, about a dozen people had either died or been lost. 4 of them were garbage collectors. However, the main goal was not at all the purification of the water. Sastelkov was looking for something, and for this he was ready to give up everything. Whatever Sastelkov was looking for was probably the cause of the anomalous aquarium, and all SCP-1329-1 are members of that expedition. Perhaps they were also employees of the former aquarium, but was this complex ever normal and not anomalous? It's difficult to confirm, since its location is classified. I assume that the building
somewhere in Russia
had 2 ground floors before. Then the workers went on an expedition to replenish the collection with valuable specimens and find something else. What actually happened on that expedition, though? What exactly was Sastelkov searching for? How did an ordinary aquarium...
Well, anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Yeah, I'm also not really... I also don't feel that well, so... Yeah. Anyway, again, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video of whatever I'll be making. So yeah, bye.